Whoa, that is so bright. My name is Cecilia and I live on Svalbard, an archipelago close to the North Pole. I live in a cabin outside of the main village Longyearbyen with my dog Grim and my boyfriend Christopher. Do you want to come and say hi? Grim, do you want to come and say hi? Linka, kom da. Ja, där är du. Hello. Little bit more. Come down. Ett steg till. Oh, you are so beautiful. As anybody else has told you, you're beautiful. Today you've been out running. And you've been outside with Christopher. You guys been in the village, correct? Mm-hmm. Have you been a town boy today? Did you see any ladies or any boys that you liked? We look forward to you bringing home a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Yes, you do like the boys a lot more than the girls. So I think it's gonna be a boyfriend. And you're so fine. I'm so soaking it up. Okay, Grim, what is your favorite food? Welcome back to a new Q&A. It's been a while, Christopher. It's been a while. We have asked for questions on our Patreon from our patrons. So we have a bunch of questions here that we're gonna answer as many as we can. But we're gonna start right off. Have you thought about getting another pet to keep Grim company? We have a plan with this one.
I think the plan is to, when Grim gets really old, like maybe 12, 13.
He's 7 now.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a couple of years. Then we maybe get a pup. So Grim can learn all of his best too.
So Grim can learn from the puppy and go out like a wise old man?
Like a normal dog. No, but
I love having a dog. This is Christopher's forced upon dog, but he does love Grim. But you would never choose to have a dog, right?
No.
But Grim is a freaking lovely dog. But so I do want another one when he's older, just so they can overlap. I do not want 2 dogs at the same time. I think that's just too much. Grim is enough. And he's very also happy with being just one dog. So I would never want to take that attention away from him. So we have a plan. When he gets around 12 years old, we go to the same kennel. We might even try to get a puppy off of Grim. That's the dream for me. Which nobody else thinks is a good idea, considering Grim has 0 skills. But I just want a little Grim baby. No, I can't. I'm gonna cry thinking about it. Imagine having Grim with his child. It's too much. We're gonna get Grim a puppy when he gets older. We think. Okay. Daisy says, I'd like to know what has been the best part about becoming a full-time content creator and what has been the most challenging thing. So I think definitely the most challenging thing about this kind of work is that you don't have a good difference of what is work time and what is not work time. I think I'm working all hours of the day, and also there's so much I want to do, but there's only so much time in a day. So I'm feeling stretched and a bit stressed, but this year I'm going to try to get help from other people. So I've actually have a friend in Sweden who's helping me out with emails and, managing stuff. So Manager Michaela. So she's going to be helping me out. But I think the best part about it is the fact that we can work together and that we can do kind of our own schedule, and we can be out a lot more, and we can travel hopefully a lot more if I get this work situation, the schedule.
Schedule should be more trips around, like we do more things.
Yeah, it's been only
Except
work.
like working. But the thing is, like, if you go trips, that's work, because that's where you get
your content.
Yeah. So I would like to have more of that.
More of just trips that's not work.
More of trips with work, but like
okay, yeah.
More boats, more snowmobiles.
Yeah. It might be difficult to understand like how or why is it so much work, but every single video has about like 40 hours behind it at least. And then when you put one a week together with, TikToks, Instagram, and sponsors, it becomes a lot. So I'm gonna figure out a way that gives us more flexibility again. But I think it's also, you have to kind of work hard in the beginning. But okay, next question. Rosmac, hi guys, interested to know how your eating, sleeping and socializing habits change during midnight sun versus polar night and how it affects Grim. I mean, I leave the cabin once a month, so I wouldn't know. But I think during polar night, generally the whole village kind of goes into a slumber. It's a lot slower. People are just a lot more relaxed in a way. And then as soon as this season hits, it's all about being outside. So you'd meet your friends doing different activities than you would during polar night, but I think it's the same. We live life just kind of like through the seasons. It doesn't really matter what season it is. If we want to hike, we hike in the darkness, you know? That's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, like snowmobiling in the darkness or whatever it is. Take it as it is.
How does it affect Grim? He's a bit scared of the dark, so during polar night he sleeps inside all the time. He doesn't want to hang out alone outside because he thinks it's a bit scary. But other than that, I think he doesn't really, there's no difference. He's hyper at all times, sleeps also a lot. I don't notice a lot in him.
He likes to run. In the dark season when I run him with the car, he's like more focusing on running because like he's not out that much.
Yeah.
So he like to run and get tired.
Yeah, he wants to get his energy out. Also, can you imagine the feeling of running free when you're a dog that has to go on a leash?
The difference between like when I run him now and in the dark is like it takes me maybe half an hour to run him 40 minutes now, because like now is the big kind of the world kind of big.
So much to take in.
Yeah, he goes to other cabins, he has to go to the water and look a bit, and he don't run that much. But in the polar night, he's just close to the car, like 3 meters from the car, and just running. So we home in like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Polar night, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna stay close to you guys. In the midnight sun, he would venture to the other side of the island if we let him. Yeah. He would be like, I'm just gonna go and explore. Okay, Stephanie M. Whitley. What are some of your favorite healthy recipes, and is it hard to stay healthy with the limited produce in Svalbard? You're the chef, so I mean, but also since you are a chef, you know how to cook proper good food. Good food for me is like, I love broccoli and chicken. That's also because I cannot cook, and I don't really. We're from different worlds when it comes to food.
It's a lot of frozen food up here. Like we have the fresh minced beef and everything. All the vegetables comes with a boat, except a few things that they take with the air.
Like lettuce and stuff? Lettuce can't go on
like
the boat.
salad stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, but everything else is on the boat. So it depends, like, is it good or bad? You never know. Like most of the times it's okay, but it's living things. So
yeah.
And the boat can be the weather can be rough up here when it takes like three days to get here from mainland.
With the boat.
Yeah, with the boat, and can be really rough weather. So a lot can happen to everything.
What is your favorite healthy recipe? I mean, I could name 15 things that I love. Cottage cheese with cottage cheese and pesto. I really don't know how to cook. But okay, if you had to cook healthy, you made it. Oof, sweet potato soup, incredible, with goat cheese. Does that go under healthy? Yes. The thing is, I don't know what you would consider healthy and not healthy, because in Scandinavian cuisine, a lot is focused around pretty healthy food. Like we don't really have, hamburgers or pizza. Like we live on fish and vegetables and, poke bowls with rice. I think in general I'm not saying American food is not healthy, but we're so used to growing up around fresh fish and vegetables and stuff. So for me, that is just what I would consider a basic food, like vegetables and protein.
Yeah, you can definitely eat good here.
Yeah, especially when we fish in the summer.
Yeah. Well.
Dang, that season is coming up now. We're gonna have to take your little boat out, fish. We can get like how many kilos in a day?
If you stay out like proper day, you could at least get like a couple of 100 kilos of fish.
That's what we did last
year. If it's a
year.
good day, so if you get like 200 kilo, then you have about almost like 100 kilo fillet. That's okay.
I can't wait.
It's a lot of work though.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
then you have fish for the whole year.
Yeah. Last year was the only year in the recent years that you didn't fish because we changed boats, so we didn't have the proper gear on the new one.
No.
And that was depressing to go through this polar night without, a constant supply of fresh cod. Oh, stuff. Okay, next question. Valerie Chowdhury, I'm gonna guess is the name. Hello from America. I have 2 questions. 1, I've always been curious if there has ever been a worry that a polar bear might come by while Grim is outside on his own, or is that pretty uncommon? This is a very common question that we get. So I think the thing is with polar bears up here is that it is uncommon, but it's also, it will happen. That's why it's so difficult to put like your finger on it, because like I haven't seen a polar bear now in like 8 months, but last year I saw, I don't know how many in a really short amount of time. So you never know when it's gonna happen. The thing is that it can happen. So whenever he's outside on a rope, he's so close to the house, and he also alerts us for literally anything that moves outside, and he's only outside when we're home. So I think that is the best answer. He would never be outside if we're not here. That is so bright. Should we relocate?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to, 1 second, we're gonna have to move out of the sun. That was the answer to the Grim question. We're here when he's outside, and he would tell us if anything came around. Okay, question number 2 from Valerie. Also, how do you know where the ice caves are? Is it word of mouth, or are there the same ones every year? So when it comes to ice caves, anywhere there's a glacier, there's a possibility of an ice cave. So you kind of know which ones are easier to look for ice caves in, because all you need is just that one crack in the side of a glacier, or that, meltwater hole. So it is very easy to kind of find them, but those spectacular ones, I mean, you keep those secret. You would be lying if you say you wouldn't. I mean, there's a reason we've only been in a handful of the amazing ones. It's because, nobody tells you where they are. But the one we went to a couple of weeks ago, we heard about it from a friend because they had just randomly found it. They were driving around and they just looked to the side, and there is a huge opening into the glacier. So it is by luck, it is by looking, and then also if you have some friends that are often out, you're probably going to share your little tips with each other. So, and also 90% of them will disappear till the next season.
A couple of years.
Yeah. But then again, we have the same glaciers every year that we can go to, like Långebren, Larsbren. They have glacier caves each year, but they're at different places because it's how, it's been moving around and everything. But yeah, so they don't stay the same and everything. Amy Paul. What is your favorite thing about living on Svalbard? Not including the beautiful views. And that puts me in like, what am I supposed to say? And 2, what is the hardest part about living on Svalbard? So I would think the favorite thing about living here, if I cannot say the beautiful views, I'm gonna have to go for the activities and also the daily life. Even when I worked in the village, there's just a very different vibe up here. There's a very different focus. It's very nature focused and very much about being outdoors and doing fun stuff with your friends. Of course, it's nice to live in a city if that's your thing and you maybe do different activities, but for me, I just found that the kind of life that I want to live daily is up here. You walk to work and you have the most amazing views. Damn, I can't say the views. And then, you go to work and you work with people who also love it up here and also want to, go skiing with you or go hiking. For me, it's just like the kind of the people and the place together, the little village.
It's easy up here.
Yeah, it's
close
easy.
to everything. If something's broken, you just call a friend and he works at that company. So it's like everything is kind of close up here, so it's easy.
Yeah, it's a small town without being, too remote. Even though we're super remote, we have so many people coming to visit, and we have so many people kind of going in and out of the village that it never creates this small town feeling. I think the average person stays here for 2 years. Imagine how many people that just changes out. Which is very good because that creates, diversity, different nationalities, different views, and different people have different things to say. So I think That's definitely my favorite thing.
Two things that are hard is when you're gonna. It's when you fly away from here.
Yeah.
It's like you always have to take a couple of extra planes to get somewhere, and the weather. The weather can be hard.
Yeah.
And if you're out on trips, it can be white when you're driving snowmobile, so you don't see anything, or it can be really rough sea when
Oh
you're
my
out with
God,
the boat.
yeah. The unpredictable weather.
Yeah, so the weather is kind of the toughest up here to be around sometimes.
That's true. That is true. Okay. Laura, Megan, I'm thinking. Is it weird with the lack of vegetation, like no trees, etc.? Would have to be strange to begin with.
No, not really.
I don't think so either. You rarely think about what you don't have here.
Of course, it's like when you go to Norway or Sweden, or like it's nice to go in the forest and pick up some mushrooms or like whatever it is, but it's so many other things up here.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. Like we have the ocean 5 meters from the house. We have the boat the whole summer. We have
Glaciers.
the backyard is like as big as Singapore.
Singapore.
So we
All
can
places.
drive snowmobiles and just play around. So it's a really fun place to be at.
Yeah, I really don't also think like, I mean, I love the forest and everything like that, but we don't have it here. It's the whole point kind of living in an Arctic desert, you know? It's not the mainland, right?
No.
It's like, it's part of the whole thing living here. But yeah, I don't think about it.
It's easier to miss Svalbard if you're not here. Most of the people who move down, they probably miss Svalbard. But it's easy to go to mainland and just hug a couple of trees.
Tammy Gedak. Recycling and garbage. Does everything get taken back to the mainland, or do you have facilities for compost, etc.? Okay, so we can't do any composting here because it is too cold outside, and also because of the permanently frozen ground. Otherwise, I would have loved to have a compost. Imagine how amazing. I know that some people try to have an indoor compost, but it's also, nobody's really been successful in finding a good way about this. Also, we can't really put anything outside because of the polar bears. So if we were to have, you know, buckets of food composting, imagine what this would make. We're told to not have any food outside. I mean, that's a rule. Like, don't hang your, if we were to go hunting, we can't hang it outside. We can't put our fish on the line if we want to dry it. We can't do anything like that. But did you know that polar bears can smell things from over like 60 kilometers away? So we shouldn't put compost out. But to the garbage. So all the garbage that we accumulate, everybody here, we have communal containers in the village. So you just go and throw them away there. It is sorted by cardboard. It's paper, aluminium, glass, general waste.
Yeah, general plastic.
Yeah, okay, everything. And then that is sorted kind of at the facility here. They just moved that facility or they made a new one that's better. And Graham, are you okay? And then that gets shipped to the mainland. And that is the situation here. So we don't burn anything here, and we don't have any other sort of waste thing. That wood stand is a liability. This is what we're talking about. What just happened is that wood fell out of the wood stand. Oh my god, it's crumbling. All of it's gonna come down. This is the crappy wood that we bought. Also answering a question that we usually get. We buy wood from the mainland in bulk. But this freaking wood came in plastic bags and they're this big. So it doesn't fit in anything. But we're never gonna buy it again. We're gonna buy the other packets. Also, it comes without bark. What? We need the bark to put fires on.
Oh, shitty wood.
Yeah, shitty wood. But I think that is all of the questions that we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see you guys in the next video. And if you want to ask questions, be on our Patreon. And otherwise, thank you so much for being on our Patreon. We really appreciate you guys. Now, we shall go take care of Grim. That was sucky. Aj! Titta på min arm! Titta på armbågen! Man tittar på armbågen, har du inte gjort det? Okej, titta på min armbåge så kommer du träffa. Oh! Why does that work? Ow!
Så färdigt.
Oh my god!